fits into that star-studded front line that's been on fire so far. Al-Dassari, Mitrovic, Malcolm, all with 4 goals already, and to think they've got this man to come in and add to that firepower must be pretty scary for the rest of the league.
Yeah, he's not a bad one to throw into the mix, is he? And Alexander Mitrovic, meanwhile, has been plundering goals at an astonishing rate, including a hat-trick against Etihad in the last match, the 4-3 victory in the big classic.
Yeah, an unbelievable comeback performance and result there for the quality that he's got.
Well, there's the main man. Al Hilal fans will be happy tonight to see their record signing fit and available for selection, because they've had to be patient, haven't they? 60,000 came to the stadium last month to welcome him in style at the big ceremony. But the Brazilian superstar has needed a bit longer to recover from an ankle injury sustained in February. It's a landmark night then potentially for Al Hilal. Of course, he's on the bench, but also, Joby, for the Saudi Pro League itself. You know, they've gone for star player with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema, and there aren't too many higher profile players in the global game than the one we're looking at now.
No, not at all, and it's amazing to think, you know, if you would have said some of these names would have been playing in the Saudi Pro League probably even 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, I don't think too many would have believed, you know, and to see Neymar, which probably the real icing on the cake in terms of that recruitment at one stage, looking as though he could be the next in line to overtake Messi and Ronaldo as a top player in the world. It hasn't quite.
Through the next game at Damak, and they've lost the subsequent 3 without scoring. As Neymar,
and he's certainly going to get that here.
Presumably this is a wise move, though, isn't it, by the club to not play him from the start, because he's been out for a long time. He had an injury, didn't he, in February. Kick-off. And a real air of expectancy. I think many eyes in the stadium on the bench rather than the pitch at the start of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ruben Neves, who's got the ball at his feet.
Brave header. It's not one that certainly I would have liked to have done when I was playing.
Yeah, I think they're...
From Michel.
Yeah, he skipped away from Al Riyadh. Abdullah Al-Khaibari.
I think he's had a few of those in his time. Down. I just feel on those turnovers, the chances of giving it away a little bit too easily.
You see 34 degrees. It's well into the evening. That's actually a little bit cooler than many of the games we've had so far this season, when it's still been sort of 38 degrees in the middle of player who suffered a fractured jaw during the 2-1 win over Argentina when he collided with the goalkeeper.
Al-Dassari on that left-hand side, really important. That's when I look at Al Hilal, and yes, they've gone out and they've bought some of the best players.
4 minutes at the end of the half, and they haven't. There's Neymar among the substitutes this evening, which is where he will stay for now, quite clearly, but enough to join the matchday squad for the first time following his arrival from Paris Saint-Germain last month. But I think they're just being cautious with him, aren't they, Joby? Because he's coming back from a long-term injury in a 5-1 win in a World Cup qualifier. Played in 2 matches for Brazil. Those 2 goals mean that he has now surpassed Pelé as Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer. He's on 7.
His point of view, and for the players, of course, to get an understanding.
And Dong, who's already had his name taken, was the player conceding that free kick.
So venomously.
It's first season in the Saudi Pro League for Malcolm. There's a hubbub in the stadium, an excitement in the stands, and that's why.
Yeah, he looks like he's about ready to come on and make a mark. As you say, he's had a good week away with Brazil and coming into this game full of confidence. I think the whole crowd
making way, and Alan Tosca on. He actually had played every minute, Tosca, before today, but with respect to him, I think rather more people are looking at the player in blue at the moment inside the stadium. Big moment for Al Hilal and the many followers of one of 3 substitutions about to be made by Jorge Jesus. Well, they've had to be patient, they've had to wait, but the moment is here and now. Brazil's all-time record goal scorer, Neymar, the blue and white of Al Hilal for time following his big money move from Paris. And he's on for the final. Al-Dassari so key to much of their play on the left-hand side. Al-Sharani playing just... Mishail making way for Naymer. And
for a change from Al Riyad and Masona again swings it out to the back post, and
here now comes Malcolm surging forward, support arriving. Mitrovic, here's the chance. Alexander Mitrovic puts it wide.
Just seeing it here, look, lovely little layoff. Malcolm drives with the ball, commits the defenders, perfect timing of the pass. Mitrovic.
We saw the 3 changes for Al Hilal. They're looking to just reorganise a little bit as during the summer. And Neymar just laying the ball off. He's available on the edge of the penalty area. It's into Neymar, the little flick collected by Malcolm and almost snuck into the
pockets and positions in that number 10 position.
Well, you want star quality. Al Hilal have got it. Malcolm, he'll take the return. Here's Neymar. Oh, what a flick! Keeper comes out, slammed into the back of the net. Referee lets it go, and Al Hilal lead by 3-0. And the substitute Nasser Al Dawsari, who's only been on the field for a couple of minutes, pads out their lead to 3 goals.
Yeah, again another scintillating move. Neymar involved so quickly into the action since he's come on to the football pitch, and again Malcolm,
he was clattered, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He looked like he was going to be one to get the goal
to score. Referee just waiting for an official verdict in their next fixture. The next 2 are at home, Al Fayha next Friday, and then against the same opponents in the King Lay, as we wait for any involvement on VAR. But getting rid of all the players around you when they're all jabbering in your ear at the same time.
Koulibaly's looked transformed, really, certainly from his form that he showed in. Make it as comfortable as it has been so far tonight.
Short ball there from Neymar. Wants a return. This is Neves. He's got Nasser Al Dawsari available on the far side. Lovely little exchange of passes. He's been booked, and I think the referee has very much got that in mind here.
Yeah, he's taken his time to make a decision, and whether there is going to be another yellow card. There's a few players out there that have been walking that tightrope, particularly in this second.
Well, the referee certainly doesn't look as if he's intending showing a second yellow card. So as much of getting this free kick, do you?
No, I don't think anyone else is thinking that it's not going to be Neymar taking this.
12 minutes to go. Neymar's got a sight of goal here with this free kick. But the wall does its job, and it's the Belgian Dino Arzlanagic again who got his head in the way as Neves strikes the ball in the Serbian midfield colleague, signed from Lazio during the summer. Here's Neymar. Throw. He's only started 1 match in the league so far, but he's played in every one of them as Neymar just rolls. Koulibaly with the chance to clear, and Alakel is the player at the far post as here comes Neymar, stretching his legs for the blue and white of Al Hilal. Support arriving from Malcolm, who makes it 4. The assist for Neymar, the goal for Malcolm. The Brazilians combine. 4-0 to Al Hilal, top of the league tonight.
Yeah, and Samba football in Saudi Arabia tonight. Malcolm, who again has been excellent throughout the course of tonight, and Neymar picking up those positions. The minute he's come onto this pitch, he has looked pure quality. Looks like he really does fancy the role that he's been given, the atmosphere. Really looking like this is going to be a brilliant addition to this league. You see here they break, Koulibaly does well.
Combination of the 2 Brazilians for the goal. Al Hilal looks...
He will be disappointed with that, though.
Yeah, Al Riyad in the bottom 3 as it stands at the moment. Of course, still very early in the season. Here's Alexander Mitrovic. Al-Barak. They're looking for a handball, and Naymer puts it just wide.
Has he given it for a penalty here? I think he might have done.
The referee gives a penalty for handball, which is what we thought at the time. That's what they were claiming.
I think it was the first initial defender when this. Do they try and let Naymer get off the mark? It seems as though the crowd want it. 5 minutes. The crowd reaction was quite similar, and the player who took it ended up missing, hitting the post. With the chance to make it 5. Mitrovic having scored from the spot in the first half, and Al Dawsari does in the second. He kept his cool, he coped with the pressure, smiles all round. Al Hilal, 5-star show against Al Riyadh. Yeah, no problem at all for Al Dawsari there, and there was a bit of extra pressure. You could see the crowd matches, and that is what the league is going to come down to, I believe, this year, because there is such a gulf now between the likes of Al Riyadh.
3 away to the far side.
Promoted team, but one of the real superpowers of Saudi Arabian football in Al Hilal.
Naymer sending the ball forward. Cano leaving it for Neymar. Sends it beyond everyone. First little combo between Mitrovic and Neymar.
Far superior.
Well, the bad news for Al Riyadh, we're playing 9 minutes at the end of this game. 9 minutes. Utter dominance in terms of the pattern of the play. Never mind the scoreline. Smothered shot there from the Brazilian.
Yeah, but again, gets himself into that little position just.
Here's Mitrovic. Here's Alexander Mitrovic, sighting a goal, trying to tee it up. Neymar almost all the way.
Just trying to be too clever there, I feel. Does really well to burst on to it again. Mitrovic, such an important focal point, able to go and play off there. Gets a little touch, unselfish. You can see he just tries to nick it.
That was a lovely touch from Alexander Mitrovic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and that's what he brings to this team. You just see Neymar there, but again, I don't think many teams with the greatest respect.
Here's Neymar, tees it up. Good save, Campagna. But it is number 6, Salim Al Dawsari.
And that is the icing on the cake for Al Hilal. Again, Campagna does well initially to save the first shot, but doesn't get helped out at all by his defenders. And as we've seen previously, Al Dawsari running in unopposed for a tap-in, which we saw the other Al Dawsari do earlier on in that second half. What is having to be alert when they're not really getting tested when you're a centre forward that hasn't had too much service, but to stay alive when that ball really sum up their night, if for some reason it was chalked off, didn't seem to have been given or to be disallowed.
And the goal has been given. And we're in the 9th minute of added time. Very little for him to work with this evening in this one. There'll be better days and days of... And Al Hilal runaway winners against Al Riyadh. 2 up at the break, adding 4 more in the second half. But Al Hilal have gone top by